the slowest ways. The win is waiting for everything that has to happen, right? Oh, I have to wait until this perfect time of year. I have to wait until I get this amount of money. I have to wait until the kids stop doing this, or when I'm not tired from work, and when I have a full day on the weekend. The biggest lesson I've learned out of the last 10 years and has allowed me to attract hundreds of clients is being willing to go even when things aren't perfect. There's never going to be a perfect set of circumstances. I had a conversation with a lady recently, and she was like, "Yeah, I got to wait until until basically these set of events happen. Just signed up for this, for this, for like this certification thing, and I'm doing this and doing that." And I realized, and I stopped and I said, if you can't do it when you're busy, you're never going to be able to do it, because what you're setting up in your mind is a condition that says, I have to be completely free and have nothing else going on in my life in order for me to launch my coaching business. What is the likelihood that you're never going to have anything? Like, to be real, like, what's the likelihood that your schedule is going to be so free, and you're going to come home and you're going to have so much energy, and you're going to have all the money in the world, and you just, oh yeah, I'm just going to, that's basically what you're saying. You're trying to live a fairy tale, and it's, I'm gonna have all of this big pile of cash, and I'm gonna have all this time, and I'm just gonna be, this is good, that's gonna be the perfect time, and it's just gonna strike me like lightning, and then I'm gonna start my coaching business. That's not realistic. And so you don't want to set yourself up in that scenario, because what you're doing is boxing yourself in. Because even if there was a perfect week where everything was great and nothing was happening with your parents, with your kids, with nothing, your job, everything was great, and then something happens that following week, you're going to drop the ball, right? It's like having all of these plates spinning, and then you saying, "Oh, okay, well, let me put down the plates." And you got to figure out how to make time with what you're doing. What that's doing is that's allowing you to create another skill. That's really what you're doing. You're learning another skill. You think, and this is what I used to think, so I can say this. I used to think that I'm going to get and achieve my goals based on the current version of who I am now. Talk to anybody that you know that has any level of success. They will tell you that they've become a better version of themselves in order to get there. I call it identity shifting, right? Where you're changing your perspective of how you look at something, you're changing your attitude, and then you're changing your actions in terms of in terms of what you do. That is how you shift and actually become that better version of yourself, is a term that I coined, identity shifting. So it's important that in order for you to get to a place where you can ever launch your coaching business, you got to learn how to do it under the current circumstances that you're facing right now. That's how you're going to get to your next level. Other than that, then don't even expect to start. You know how many people that I've seen that was like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna start it, yo, next week, I'm gonna start it next month. Yo, give me to the new year, yo, give me 3 months. Let me wait until this perfect time. What do you think is the percentage of people that actually get around to it? From my experience, I'm telling you, at least 95% of people that when I follow up, because I follow up with you. You know what I mean? If you come into my community and you're like, yo, there's something I really want to do, but right now it's just like, this is not the perfect time, or this. Okay, I might let you be like, all right, cool. All right, you good, right? But what I know is that, what I've learned is that I'll follow up, because I'm really good at following up. When I follow up, guess what? I'm already going to tell you what's going to happen when you start working with me, that they're usually not going to achieve the goal by that time. Most of the time, they haven't even started. Think about that. Think about how crazy that is, right? It's like, you know what? This is going to be a better time for me, right? So, and by the way, that works with money too, right? Like, if somebody says, "Well, I ain't got the money right now," well, a lot of times even if I spoke to them 3 months from now, money ain't got nothing to do with you making progress. Money ain't got nothing to do with you starting. There's a lot of resources and tools online that you can get for free to start. There's a lot of strategies that you can use in order to get help. See, if you're busy, what's preventing you from bringing somebody on your team to do the work? That don't got nothing to do with the work. The work needs to be done. That's what teams are for. There's no CEO in America of any Fortune 500 company that can do every task of the business, nor do they know how to do every task of the business. And even if they did know how to do every task in the business, they wouldn't be able to do it because there's not enough hours in the day. So you cannot tell me that you are more busy than a Fortune 500 CEO. And there's many people that manage and own many businesses. How are they able to own these businesses? I think I heard one time, I don't know if it's still like this, but um Richard Branson, right? I heard Richard Branson at one time he owned like 300 businesses. How can one man own 300 businesses? Because he's not operating 300 businesses. There's a difference between owning and you're operating, right? A true owner doesn't have to actually perform the roles in the business. It's like being an investor in Apple. You're not running, you're investing, you're doing the stock, but you're not in the day-to-day operation of Apple, right? That's what a true owner is that you relinquish the you relinquish control and you allow the people in the business to do the work. Well, if you busy, I remember I forgot where I heard this from, but I was watching something, but they said you can't be busy and you can't be broke. You got to pick one. You're either busy or you're broke. Which one? Right? So it's like if you're busy, be willing to invest the money in order to get the help that you need. Because at the end of the day, and this goes back to the key theme of what I'm telling you right now. It's very important to not trick yourself into thinking you don't have the time. Instead, invert your thinking. Why don't you change your perspective? And I said change perspective when you want to get something else, change your perspective and say, how can I make this work? See, what people always struggling, how they think is I can't make this work. I'm blocked. I can't do this. Oh, there's always something that's in the way of why they can't do it. I can't do it because I'm tired. I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that person. The people who always win, they always find a way. They always find a way. And once I started switching my mentality of finding a way, I went from I went from barely being able to get any clients to hundreds. I went from not really understanding this technology and like, oh man, I used to get so frustrated trying to learn Kajabi or trying to learn this software, that software. And I would throw my hands up and say, oh, I don't have the time to do this. But I found a way. I said, you know what? I'm not going to that event. I'm not doing that thing. I'm not going out this weekend. A lot of times we think we don't have it, but we just not being resourceful enough. I've changed my mentality so much with this now. When it's something that I need to get done, if I'm not delegating it, I'm doing it myself. I was just on our one of our coaching calls this Tuesday. We have what we call coaching clinics. I'm talking about my coaches on there, and I'm like, yo, I just spent 30 hours this weekend setting up automations and AI within my ads agency. 30 hours. This was a job that I thought was going to take 3 hours. I'm like, oh yeah, I just got to set up this automation thing to them. I'm gonna add some AI to it, boom, boom, customize some things, make sure our clients they get their ad reports and they get everything that they need. The room is gonna go pull it from their ad account and all of that. I'm like, yo, I could set that up in like 3 hours. 30 hours later, I finally got it done. Normally, I would have just got frustrated. Like, oh man, 3 hours is up. Oh, I'm still trying to do this. I'm still trying to figure out JavaScript and coding. And it was like, it was more involved than what I thought it was going to be. But I decided that, all right, I gotta lock in. And I put other things to the side, decided not to go out, not to chill, not to do nothing. And I just learned what I need to learn in order to make my service better. So then now, as we're continuing to get new clients as we close out the year and we in going into the new year, they're going to have a better experience, which is going to make them choose. us over everybody else. And this is the differentiator of where I'm seeing folks who are continuing to have challenges with helping people and getting clients versus the ones who are actually pulling through or pushing through, especially during this time. So you can do that and not have to drop your prices to a dollar. You know what I'm saying? So that's the lesson for today. So hopefully this was very helpful to you. If it is, I'm going to I had a couple people ask me about creating a digital course. So I'm gonna talk about. I'm actually going to be doing a challenge. I'm thinking about whether it's going to be a 3 day or 5 day challenge on how to create a digital masterclass, and I'm gonna go through the ins and outs, and actually not just go through the ins and outs. Your master class will be done by the end of the challenge. It's going to be paid because it's going to be involved, and I'm giving you everything that I'm giving you all of my materials and my procedures on how to do it, and I'm doing it with you. So literally, if you've been procrastinating on creating a digital course, you're going to get your whole digital course done in a week with me. We're going to do it together. All right. So if you're excited about that, go ahead and put digital course in the comments. Let me know, and I'll put you on the waiting list. I plan on launching that probably within the next 1 or 2 weeks. We're gonna get that going, and let's make it happen.